Okay, yes. This is a really good question. First is context and audience. So who is this being spoken to? There's a lot of people nowadays they're checked out of life. They have jobs that they hate. Their lives are a bore. They're broke. They have no motivation. And so a lot of times when speaking to these, a lot of people that are coaches or mentors or success coaches, they'll tell you, you need to find something that you love. Focus on what you love. I mean, your whole life right now is something that you hate. You need to focus on what you love. That's what helps bring a level of interest, motivation, a sense of purpose. So in that regard, that's very valuable advice. Focus on what you love. If your life sucks, you don't know what you're doing, you don't even know what you like, find something that actually interests you. That is one of the superpowers of humans, is that we have desire and we can actually do something that we want to do. That's a power. That is something that is a gift. You know, I don't think that's true for bugs and ants and mosquitoes. They just suck blood. you know, you know? We have a choice of what we do. That's a gift. It's the power of choice. The power of choice is also why we have infinite capacity for growth. I used to think that growth was tied to some sort of innate ability that we had. It's not. It has nothing to do with ability. It has to do with the power of choice. We all have the power of choice. Because of that, we can create, innovate, invent, shape, form. We can do whatever we need to make any solution for any problem. We have unlimited capacity for growth and development. So focus on what you love, especially if your life sucks and you need some sort of sense of purpose and vision and focus in your life. It also holds true for the people that have already made it in certain areas. People that are, maybe they've made it financially, but their lives are still miserable. You need to find something that you love. Now, what about the advice to focus on what you hate? That also is valuable advice. But again, what's the context and who's the audience? So I'm going to use my own self as an example because this one really applied to me. So there were lots of things that I said in my lifetime that I would never do. I said I would never haul trash. I've been a trash man, and not just like one of those high-class trash men that get to drive the truck and pick up those standardized containers. Oh, no, no. Like, that would have been a dream job for me. I was a trash man. We made our own dumpsters out of sheets of plywood, and we did new construction cleanup, and I had to physically load the trash into our flatbed trailer. Didn't have a dump trailer when we first started out. We had a flatbed trailer that we built 6, 7, 8 foot racks on it. So I had to handle the trash twice physically. Had to load it, then I had to drive to the dump and unload it. I did that for, a year and a half, probably 2 years, probably more than that. I don't even know. It was a long time I did that. And then we grew the business into we actually had roll-offs and so forth. So, trash. I also scraped gum off of the sidewalk, in front of those shopping mall centers. People spit their gum down. Yeah, I was the guy that had to go and scrape and power wash that off. Talk about doing something that you hate. Okay, that was one of them. Another thing that I did that I never wanted to do was become a pastor, like a traditional pastor. I hated pastors. I vowed I would never become one. I am a pastor. I'm an ordained pastor. I've been a pastor. I've served in ministry for over 21 years in different roles and capacity. Now, part of being a pastor is I've come to realize it's actually something that's part of my calling in life, is being a pastor. So I would say on these particular advice points that people put out there, you need to do what you hate. In some cases, that is true. And I've thought about, well, what is the distinguishing factor? Because I don't do everything that I hate to do. So why did I do those things to do? And as I look back, and I'm a spiritual person, I believe in God, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ. So I believe that God has been guiding me in my journey, and I believe that He's been helping me to fulfill my true calling. And what I've identified is that when you do something when you need to do something that you hate, you need to ask yourself the question, is it helping develop the character that I would need to become the person that does fulfill my dreams? So for me, picking up trash was definitely a character building experience. It was humbling and totally forever changed my attitude toward judging other people. I worked side by side with homeless people. And that was very, very good for my character. So, character, is it building your character to become the person that would fulfill your dreams? That's the first one. The second one, is it necessary to actually fulfill your calling or your destiny or your dream or whatever you want to call it in your life? For me, becoming a pastor, even though I didn't know it at the time, it was a prerequisite. Like, as I'm going, God is revealing more and more to me about my calling and my purpose in life. And what I understand now is that I had to become a pastor. I had to get ordained. I had to go through that process. That is a fundamental part of me being able to do what I feel called to do in my life. Now, people that look at me right now are like, well, they think that I've abandoned being a pastor. It's the furthest thing from the truth. I actually feel like I'm stepping deeper into being a pastor. I am taking it to another whole new level of being a pastor. It's just a different way of being able to help people. Being a pastor to me is helping people navigate and learn how to live life successfully. And it's learning how to lead people, shepherd people, help them personally grow and develop. And more importantly, I'm developing in my own life how to help people holistically. When I first started out, I could help people spiritually. And then as I grew, I could help people with a few other things. I'm getting to the point now in my life where I could help people spiritually. I can help them financially. I can help them with business. I could help them with mindset, attitude, health. Um, I could help them. I'm developing out my life of being able to help people holistically in whatever context they are. So in sum, I would say to those, the advice to focus on what you hate, or to focus on, or to do the things that you hate, or to focus only on the things that you love and remove the things that you hate, depends on context, depends on audience, and it depends on where you're at in your journey. But both of those pieces of advice are very valuable, and they are applicable. I would say they're applicable to most everybody's lives. Maybe not all at the same time. Maybe they could be applicable at the same time. For me right now, they are applicable both simultaneously. There's things that I'm learning that I have to focus on that I love doing, but I'm also learning that there's things that I have to do that I hate doing, because if I don't learn how to do these, it will be an obstacle to me achieving my goal. So I hope that helps.